Hello my beauties. So today is the launch of my YouTube channel. Woohoo! So I'm excited because this is probably one of the most important tutorials that everyone should learn, and it's because it is all about shaping your face. Now, I love it that contouring and highlighting are your go-tos for that, but for some women who don't have time to do all that, this is your best bet. Eyebrows are the #1 face shaper. Right now, my eyebrows are a little bit grown out. I'm trying to kind of play with the shape lately, and as you can tell, some pieces are a little sparse, but it's okay. That's what makeup's for. So I have this cute little beauty that I got from Target, Sonia Kashuk. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but has a comb on one side and a brush on the other. I just like to comb out my brows to make sure that they're going in the direction that they should be going. So I'm going to try out a couple of eyebrow powders because I love using powders more than I do pencils, and as you can see, I kind of went crazy and I went shopping. I have the e.l.f. from Walmart, $3. This one is the NYX, let's see how much I spent on this, $12 at Ulta. MAC Brow Duo in Brunette for $22, and Ulta's name brand Brow Expert in Deep at Ulta for $12. So I had to read my notes. I'm obviously going to try 2 of these. This is the first time that I've used any of them, because normally I just use my MAC palette that I've created myself, and I use Brune. So actually a little bit cheaper to buy individual colors, but as you can see, Brune is a little ashy and one of their darkest browns, and I love to use it on my brows, and also when I'm doing like a nice little eyeshadow kind of, what's the word, what am I thinking of? When I'm trying to do a smoky eye. There it is, see? I know I'll get the hang of this eventually, so I can get the lipstick off my teeth. I just did my makeup except for my brows today. So yeah, so these, I'm gonna actually try all of these with the brushes. That some of them actually come with a brush and a spoolie, which is really cool. This is NYX. Honestly, NYX is one of my favorite product lines to use, just in general, because I like to pick it up, and I like their lip pencils. They're really good texture and everything. So the darkest that I could find in NYX is a black gray. I don't mind. I personally love wearing my eyebrows a little bit deeper. I love them to be accentuated and dark. So we're gonna try the NYX, and ooh, their brush is not good at all. It is way too thick. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move out of the way. I'm not gonna use this brush. Let me show you what it'll do. So this is my hand. That's too much. And what I'm noticing with this brush as well is it's too thick. How are you gonna do precise little lines? So I'm just gonna go back to my favorite brushes that I love to use. This is a Mercier, the brow definer from Mercier. It's a little bit thick as well, but it has a really nice taper at the corner, and sorry, there's some eyeshadow on it, so I use it all the time. This is my makeup, so I can blow on it. When you're doing anyone else's makeup, you never blow on product. It's unsanitary. But I'm using this on myself and not on anyone else, so I can do that. So I'm just gonna take a little dab, tap it off, and I'm gonna start underneath the eyebrow. Now, I know that there's 1,000,001 tutorials out there about how to determine the shape of your brow and how to tweeze and da 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 da. I personally I eye it. I'm good at eyeing it. I've been doing it a while, but I like that it doesn't start out here and it doesn't start at the corner of my eye. I actually like that my brows are a little bit longer naturally. Just kind of does their own length. I don't like that. I don't want there to be too much space in between my brows. It's my personal choice. Also, corner of the eye. I like my eyebrows to extend a little bit further out, so you'll notice that this right brow is not as long as the left. Actually, guys, you're seeing this backwards because I'm using my iPhone. So this is actually my right eye. Let's see. So you'll notice that I kind of bring out my wing, or not my wing, my tail out a little bit longer. But anyways, let's start. So what I like to do is I like to start underneath here, and I like to just define that line and that be my guide. So let me see if I can use a better mirror here. It's too big. I guess I could have been a little tiny bit more prepared. I have a mirror right here that I'm using, but it's a little big and I'm not getting very good light. So I'm just gonna use this mirror right in front of me on my vanity, and I'm going to start by carving out. And what you guys don't notice is that I'm kind of using the tip a little bit, and I'm sticking it under, and I'm just using that tip of the brush and I'm bringing it up. Now I'm going to use the entire flat side of the brush here, and I'm applying pressure from here to here, and then as soon as I hit that tail, I release pressure so that it gets a little bit more of a fine line. Okay, so now I have the base of my eyebrow, and I'm digging this color. I like it because obviously I have black hair and I like dark brows. So what I like to do is I like to start all over. So I'll go ahead and I'll take another swipe, give it another tap. And now I'm gonna start here on the top of my brow and just do my outline. I love outlines. I was never good at coloring and staying in the line, so I used to always have to outline all of my pictures and then color it in soft. It was so pretty. So this is basically the same idea, guys. Don't get overwhelmed. It's easy once you start putting it into perspective. So I'm gonna start right here where the thickest part of my natural brow is, and I'm gonna just take it softly. Now I'm using this edge of my brush. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm using the outer edge of the brush. I'm not using the flat part. I'm not using, you know what I mean? Like I'm not using the corner this time. I'm using this. And I'm keeping it pretty angled so that my brush is kind of flat and that edge is kind of flat, and I'm just using that. And I'm still sticking with the same movement, and I'm following through the top all the way to the tail. Now, as you can see, it's a lot darker here underneath and a lot softer on top. I'm looking at my brow and I'm noticing that I didn't go far enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it a little bit closer to this part of my brow, so the beginning of the brow. I'm not a big fan of filling this part in. I feel like brow should have a natural gradient. I know that some people have really sparse brows right here and that they need to do just little up strokes right here, like upward brush strokes with the edge or the tip of the brush, and just kind of go that way. I personally don't like it on me because I already have semi-thick brows. So anyways, what I'll do with the rest of this powder that I have on my brush, I'll start slowly doing downward brushes, strokes with the tip again, just the tip of this brush here, and just do that really soft and light and pretty, as if that's natural pieces of hair going in that direction. Really soft. And voila! You have a very defined natural looking brow, not those crazy tattoo brows that girls tend to wear. I'm not against it. Everybody can wear makeup however they like, because that's the gift of wearing makeup, is you can create whatever you want. You're the artist. I'm just showing you my personal taste. So I just kind of comb it out and leave it. My brows personally stay in order, but there are people with a little bit more unruly brows where sometimes I have to take a little bit of like a clear mascara or eyebrow brush. So this has a little bit of, so this is your clear eyebrow gel. I'm gonna use it just on this brow. And I'm going to brush very lightly. I'm not letting the gel or the brush touch my skin. I'm letting it just fairly go through the hair. And as you can see, it's a little bit lifted. You have some, you can see the brush strokes as if that's the way that I comb my eyebrows. You can definitely tell the difference because this side doesn't grow in as good as that side. And I think that's a big misconception, is that both sides of your face are the same. They're not. You have completely different shapes, and so you have to get to know your face and your brow shape. All right, moving on. So definitely 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for the NYX eyebrow cake powder in black and gray. It does come with a wax to kind of keep your eyebrows in place, and it gives you more of a defined look because you have that thick wax underneath. It accentuates the color, the powder. So I personally don't like it. I love that it came with a spoolie. I don't like the brush that it came with at all. It's way too thick, and the bristles are synthetic, and I'm not against synthetic either, but I don't like the way that that particular brush puts makeup on. So I'm gonna